Howdy folks, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. First and foremost, yes! This is a repeat. This video has already been seen on my main channel, but there are a couple differences, such as this intro. I don't normally like to explain controversial stuff that's come up in a video because sometimes I put it there on purpose, sometimes I don't, but this one is kind of like treading on death threats again, which is so unfortunate, but there's just a lot of tension these days between Israel and everybody else. So yes, the t-shirt. The shirt was just my friend giving me something as a joke that had Hebrew on it because he calls me a Jew. Yeah. That's it. No, nothing beyond that. I'm not. And I had somebody who like stormed off my channel. Like, oh, fuck you! I hate you! I used to be subscribed. It's like, come on, man. It's just too much hate, too much judgment in the world. Just be happy. Anyway, so yeah, this is the video. This video is exactly like the other one, except you know, I've got this intro. Another thing that I'm gonna kind of peek behind the curtain on, and it's this sound right here. Or is it over here? Yeah, I'm just doing that as a joke. I don't have a smoke detector that's got bad batteries around here. And if it was beeping, trust me, I would either shoot it, as I have done before, or I would just change the battery. So carry on and watch this video that you've already seen. Howdy folks, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. Great one for you today. The Czechoslovakian VZ-61 Skorpion machine pistol. Deep dive part 1 on this crazy sheet metal upper. I mean, holy crap, this thing is, I don't know, it's a lot of work, and it's beautiful. Art in steel. Stay tuned. I'm about to unlock your mysteries. I'm trying to figure out where the trunnion ends and the sheet metal begins. Now you can see the sheet metal goes up to the steel trunnion right here. You see the seam, and you see rivets, and then all of a sudden that seam kind of disappears. And I suspect they start welding somewhere around here. I think this is welded here, and they just kind of buff those edges over, but I don't know. You can see the radius is not consistent between that side and that side. So I think that's done by hand on some kind of the commie equivalent of a Scotch-Brite wheel. Anyway, first step, sandblast. And yes, I'll be crying inside while I do it. You know, I wasn't going to show this because I just wanted one of us to be sad, but then I realized probably no one's ever seen this. Well, most of us have not seen this, so I figured I will show this getting blasted. I'm going to get my tripod over here. All right, this is being done for a good cause, so don't cry too much. Besides, I got like 6 of these things now. All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. I've got to admit, I really like sandblasting sometimes. I mean, I guess if you don't have to do it day in and day out, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's, look at it. I mean, it's kind of destructive, but yet you end up with something cool at the end. So it's one of those rare instances where you get redemption and destruction all at the same time. Ha! Who's this Shakespeare guy? right. That. All right, people are gonna get all upset. I guess I should at least put gloves on. People think I'm being unsafe. And, you know what? Sometimes stuff's dangerous. So it's unsafe by definition. Yeah, I wasn't super careful, but that's because this is a demolition. We're not saving anything. Okay, and we're just going to knock the rivets through. And yeah, it's usually a bad idea having all this soft stuff underneath here, but it might still work. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let me put it on something harder. All right. Now I've got a good solid backing for it. Sort of. Damn, come on. Come on. Damn, that sucker is in there. Whew. There we go. Now it's stuck. Okay, there we go. One rivet out. Look at that little thing, huh? How cute is that? Amerikanski took out the cute rivet. Okay, so this one should come out. Yeah, and of course I'm beating the crap out of the other side, but again, demolition here, not saving anything. There it goes. I felt it give up, but still not punching through. Come on, be the rivet. Wow, I even bent it. This is the beginning of the end for that guy. Yeah, looks like it wants to come through. It's just not. You are toast. Come on, your brother just blew right through there. What the hell? Oh, look at that. Bending the crap out of it, out of the trunnion. Well, guess we're not going any farther with that. Man, woo, look at that. That is, it's not super strong. I'm gonna go ahead and grind the other side and come back. All right, here's the messed up side, and here's the side I just ground. So I'm gonna try pounding those suckers through. Ah. Not bad. Damn. All right, let's try a little bit of prying here. I don't mean being nosy either. Yeah, look at that, man. See, this sheet steel is only like 30 thousandths thick. Very, very thin. And so it doesn't take much force to lift it up. Look at that, huh? God, this feels awful. It's not that bad. It's for science, folks. Okay, so that one made it through. This one didn't yet. All right, well. Yeah, try a little bit more. It's tough once your once your punch gets all bent, because then you're not hitting it straight anymore. Come on, go through. Rotten bastard. Do you think cussing at mechanical things helps? Let me know, you mechanics out there. Oh, there we go. Made it through. Look at how tiny that thing is. Don't ask me why I beat them flat into. Ow! Ooh, man, that was hot. Felt like Edwin Sarkisian. Yeah, it makes sense, right? Put enough energy into deformed steel, and it's gonna. Wow, it's gonna manifest that energy as heat. Wow, but that was really hot. I seriously burned myself. Huh. At least it's not like Edwin, where, oh, hey, is this bullet gonna be hot? Yeah, who would have guessed that? Idiot. Edwin's still alive, by the way, you guys. I still text with him all the time, so he's definitely around. Still not putting out videos, though, is he? All right, I'm going to beat on this some. I'm going to beat on it off camera. All right, this may be considered heinous and horrific, but, you know, we're not using the back part anyway. It's just kind of getting in the way, so here we go. I'm a bad man. Oh, that is a little painful. Such art in steel now desecrated like a Tesla with a swastika. All right, we should start off this part by talking about using the right tool for the job. Now, something like this, you want to separate these, you use a cold chisel. You do not use a screwdriver. Yeah, I know. Don't know where my chisels went. That's the problem. And this is a really good time to be wearing gloves. I mean, if you're not wearing gloves right here, you're going to get cut right away. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Look at that trunnion. Look at how thin that is. They machined that to where it's basically the same thickness as the sheet steel around. And that's kind of a little nutty there, commies. I know. You know, it's funny. I jokingly call them communists because they're not anymore, but they always called themselves communists. They were proud of it. And somebody made a comment about, oh, you're a typical authoritarian. Oh, they're not communists. But it's like, and people are like, well, the reason we know they're communists is because that's what they call themselves. Yeah, they're very proud of it. Well, I don't know if the Czechs were. They're kind of pulled into it all by the Soviet Union. But anyway, who cares? I just say communist now because I like saying communist, commie, whatever. So I don't know. I kind of want to clamp this down and just tear it up. It looks like there's a bump along there, and I don't know. It's got to be welded all along there because you see the seam just stopped. I guess I'm going to go grind on that some. I'll be back. All right, I just ground the crapski out of that. See, this side still has the radius there. That stuff grinds away pretty easily too, like butter. So it's steel, but it's not the strongest steel. In fact, I found out, and I probably already talked about this, or I will in an upcoming part of the video. It is just medium carbon steel, heat treated to a mid Rockwell, like mid-20s, which is pretty minimal. But you know, it's still steel. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh my gosh! Ha ha! That's cool. Wow. That alone, folks, is worth the price of admission, which is $0. That's neat, huh? I'm gonna go grind the other side. Wow, look at that. Ha! Man, look at that. That has not seen the light of day since, you know, who knows? At least 50 years. Very cool. You want more, right? You want to see more? Okay, here we go. Well, it wasn't as brutal with this side, but it's still coming up. Yeah, look at that. You can always tell when you've got something in intimate contact that's been finished, you know, got a finish put on it, and there's always like just rust in between, way down in the nooks and crannies where the chemicals can't find their way, right? All right, well, I'm gonna have to do some surgical beating on this to get it, that's a new term, right? Surgical beating. Just to try to get all the sheet steel off of here. All right, well, this isn't quite surgical, but whatever it takes, right? And look at that. Yeah, this stuff is very thin, and it makes sense that this is probably extremely low carbon, the sheet steel, because they go through some crazy bends here, and the lower the carbon content, the easier it is to form. Look at that, we're starting to see inside the trunnion. Wow, that's super interesting. Okay, let's try it on the other side. Okay, well, oh yeah, look at that. Just that one little hit cracked it along there. Yeah. We're seeing this together for the first time, folks. Of course, I saw it a long time before you did because I had to edit the video. Oh. Breaking the fourth wall there, right? That's why I said, oh. Huh, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut around the corner there and see what that does for me. Look at that, making great strides here. Look at that. Whoa, haha, look at that. See how it's coming apart? This is really cool. This is like the ideal guy thing. You're doing something destructive that's exciting at the same time. It's just like, it's pretty much, it's what guys do. This is what we're here for. interesting and exciting destruction. Sign me up. All right, come on. Don't fight me. It's just a matter of time. There we go. Ho! Look at that. Wow. What the heck have we got here? Man, that is something. Huh. Wow. No path to enlightenment has been achieved, though. Man, oh man. Woo! That's, now, these are obviously just lightning holes. But it's funny how this is full diameter, this is full diameter. And for some reason they turned it down, I guess, again, just for lightning. So this trunnion is very, very skeletonized, just to, you know, get as much weight out as they could. Because, you know, those commies, they didn't have a lot of food back then, so they weren't as big and tough as us Americans. Just kidding. Or am I? Now, this should come off of here, too. Well, could really use those chisels right about now. I'm gonna go clamp this and beat on it. In fact, I might just bring the camera over so you can see that. All right, got that sucker nice and tight in the vise, and I'm just gonna beat the sheet metal off the bottom of there just to see what it does, what it looks like. Yeah. Yes, I knew that was going to happen. That's okay. Well, can we pry it up? Yeah, look at that. So weak. That sheet steel. Ah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, it's again very low carbon, annealed. Just makes it extremely formable. But yet, when you bend it up like that, with all the nice bumps and everything, it's still plenty stiff. Yeah, let's try to pry it up here. And why does it want to hold on there? Does it have some weld or something? Let's cheat. I'm gonna grind right there. I'll show you. Now you notice I'm using a Harbor Freight crappy cutoff wheel. And you know why? Kind of feels like if you're gonna do something cheesy like using a cutoff wheel, you might as well just use something that's crappy anyway, right? Just kind of goes along with the theme of everything. You're doing something crappy, you might as well use crappy equipment. If you're doing that with some really nice Makita or something, it's just cosmically wrong. Okay, not really, but sounds good, right? Come on. I'm gonna beat this off of here. Oh, don't hit that. Yeah, really be nice to find those chisels right about now, huh? Man, that just doesn't want to let go. Oh, come on. Fight me every step of the way, why don't you? Do I? Yeah, sure I do. Now it's definitely going to come out because there's just nothing holding it. So much easier to watch this than to do it. But I'm glad you're watching anyway. Come on. Come on. You're done. You don't need to hang on. Yeah. There we go. Okay, well, let's go back over into the light and examine our little prize here. All right, well, that's about as far as we can go with this. So the sheet steel, okay, first of all, the trunnion, it looks like it's cast. And I don't know if that radius might be cast in, all those shapes, all that is, it's a compound curve. That's just cast in, I'm sure. Almost looks like there's an insert, but I don't think so. That too, but I think it's just turned down. This is very tight tolerance, and this is tight tolerance. And, they're two different diameters for the barrel to press into. And wow. So they have this piece as a casting. They drill some lightning holes, and I guess this looks like it's turned down. So they spin it up, turn down those sectors also. And the only reason they leave this full diameter is just so that really thin sheet steel, you can't just dimple it in, though I doubt from here to here that it's bridging enough of a gap. We're gonna go, oh, I bent my thingy here. See, I don't think it needs that much support, but who knows? Obviously not a huge weight penalty to have that little stiffener support rib there. But look at that, they even undercut here just to save a little weight, I guess, too. Wow. And that, so this is the trunnion, except for, the sheet maybe goes, I don't know how far back it goes. It definitely goes back this far on the sides, but is this all just trunnion, or is there sheet on there as well? I would suspect that this is just the trunnion and the sheet goes around here, and they probably have the weld there too. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? It'd be really neat to see what the trunnion looks like, absolutely, with all the sheet steel removed, but I don't think I have the patience to do that. That really is stuck on there. Huh. I don't see any evidence of any silver solder or anything, so I don't know why it's on there so hard. Anybody work on this stuff in Czechoslovakia in the late 50s through the 80s? Let me know. They're still making these things. So somebody knows. Somebody out there, reach out to me. Let me know. I would love to see what the trunnion looks like without all the sheet steel on there. Some former communist or non-communist, let me know. It'd be really interesting. Well, thanks, folks. I appreciate you watching as always. I will catch you next time.